Okay, astrology update. I'm going to talk about the new moon in Leo that is happening on this Wednesday, July 31st. So we're about done with the month of July. The month of July has been very intense. We've had the eclipses happen, so I've shared longer videos about the eclipses in the sign of Cancer and Capricorn if you want to refer back to those to better understand the energy that we've been going through. But yeah, eclipses bring really fated karmic events. And the second eclipse in particular in Capricorn was like a deep cleaning, a purging out of a lot of stuff from the past. With the eclipse, it was conjunct the South Node, so representing the past, earlier in this lifetime and past life stuff. So we had the huge polarity between the Cancer and Capricorn energy happening, right? We have all these planets in Capricorn still. We have Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node together in the sign of Capricorn. Saturn and Pluto are still retrograde. And then we have the planets. We had all of the planets in the sign of Cancer when it was Cancer season, conjunct the North Node. So now, being it Leo season, we have the sun that's moved into Leo, and we have Mars that's in the sign of Leo. And then little by little, we're going to have Venus and Mercury move into the sign of Leo as well. So at the beginning of Leo season, probably still feeling a lot of the Cancer energy, right? Because we have Mercury, the planet of communication and how our mind works, what we're thinking about, the thoughts that we're ruminating on. It's still going back into the sign of Cancer. So it's covering a lot of that territory that we were, swimming throughout Cancer season. So a lot of the stuff that we visited during that time, the Cancer and Capricorn energy. So Cancer represents our home environment, our ability to feel safe within ourselves. It's, our ability to digest life and life experiences, how we handle our emotional body, the responses, the emotional triggers that we have to different events, generally based on something that happened within our childhood, right? That's what Cancer rules. It rules the home and the child, the mothering, nurturing energy. So going back to the past, back to that time and space, back to those events, those situations that happened at a young age that then caused us to formulate these responses, with external stimuli. So throughout that season, throughout the eclipses, probably bringing up a lot of stuff to the surface, a lot of emotional shit that's just been buried there, that's been stuffed and suppressed in different areas of our body, needing to come up so we can work with it, so we can look at it, we can be conscious of it, and then we can move through it. We don't have to be so controlled by it. And so then the opposite energy of the Cancer sign is Capricorn. So Capricorn is the grounded, earthy, stable sign that's about going out into the world and being of service and showing up and doing your work. And, with Capricorn, the ruler being Saturn, and then we had Saturn and Pluto in the South Node all there together. So bringing up a lot of stuff beneath the surface, rooted around why we can't show up in the world, why we can't share our gifts, why we can't be of service, why we're not good enough. All of the fears and the feelings of restriction, being pressed down, being constricted in some way is the energy of Saturn. It wants you to face your shit, right? Saturn is the planet of your life lesson, what you're here to learn to do in this lifetime that isn't easy for you. It's not necessarily going to be easy. It's what we're working on, cultivating and building within this lifetime. So yeah, Cancer Capricorn season the eclipses there, bringing up a lot of shit that's been buried up to the surface so that we're not so controlled by these situations that have happened in the past, within our childhood perhaps, that brings up a certain emotional response within us that can then keep us in our shell and not wanting to come out. So throughout that time we had a lot of reflection, a lot of introspective time, resting, rejuvenating, just going inward is the Cancer energy. So, and we also had a bunch of planets retrograde, which we still do. The planets are going to slowly start to go direct. So Mercury's going direct when this new moon in Leo is happening. So I feel that this coming Wednesday, in 2 days, the new moon in Leo is going to be kind of a closing of the eclipse energy. Even though you still feel the eclipse energy for months after the actual event happened, I feel this new moon it's happening right at the beginning of the month. So it's kind of setting the stage of the energy that we're going to feel throughout August. And we're going to finally have Mercury move out of Cancer. It's done reviewing and going over this stuff from the past and figuring out what we need to feel safe and secure and emotionally, supported. So it's going to move into Leo. And then, at the time of this new moon, we're going to have, obviously, the sun and the moon together in the sign of Leo, which is what makes it a new moon. And then we're also going to have Venus conjunct this new moon. And then we already have Mars in Leo, too. So it'll be 4 planets in Leo. So, and then Mercury is going direct, like right after the new moon happens. So right with the new moon, Mercury will go direct. It's still in the sign of Cancer, but it's going to slowly move into Leo. So basically what this means, to convert it into English and out of the astrology language, with the new moon happening in Leo, I feel like we've been doing a lot of internal work, obviously, throughout these eclipses. A lot of shifts have happened, maybe like karmic, endings, beginnings, things just leaving or coming into our life out of the blue, not really sure what's going on, just trying to stay afloat throughout all of those deep, watery, emotional, like reflective times. And so this new moon, new beginnings, planting new seeds of what we're wanting to recommit to, the Leo energy representing the inner child, representing the playful, creative, expressive, fiery energy. Leo is ruled by the heart and the heart space. So after, going inward in Cancer season and like kind of almost shutting down to a certain degree, depending on, maybe what other aspects were going on for you in your chart, but it's the crab, right? So it goes into its shell, it kind of comes inward and takes care of its internal body, it reflects on its emotions, it, kind of gets to the root of what's going on there, and then it's able to more fully come out and to express, as each sign is a progression upon the next. Cancer is the home and the family, feeling safe and comfortable within that area, and then Leo is like going out into the world and expressing and showing up and like, this is me, this is, who I've chosen to be, this is my unique, authentic expression. So with this new moon in Leo, I think really allowing the fire to kind of be relit within us, to recommit to our passions, to the things that get us excited, that get us fired up about life, about being alive, right? The fire element is vitality, it's your life force, it's your passion. So bringing some of the fire back, some of the excited, playful energy after the deep waters of Cancer season and the fuckery that went on during the eclipses. So, we've got Venus there, conjunct this new moon. Venus, the planet of love, of beauty, of harmony, of what you love, how you love. Just, I feel like it's really, really committing to the things that you need for yourself, to feel that life force, that excitement, that passion again in life, to like reawaken that within ourselves and to really claim it, right? To assert it, to have strong boundaries, to know what it is that we need to do to take care of ourselves and to show up in our fullest expression. So that's a really positive aspect that the Leo people have, is to have strong boundaries, to know exactly what it is that they want and to be able to accomplish it, right? The mantra for Leo is I will, like my will, divine will. Leo is ruled by the sun. So again, our life force, our vitality, creative expression, just allowing more of that playful, lighthearted, childlike energy to come through as more planets, with the new moon, 4 planets will be in Leo. And then Mercury is going to move into Leo. So then we're going to have 5 planets in the fiery sign of Leo. In about August 11th, Mercury moves into Leo. So I see it kind of closing the chapter for the eclipse season to a certain degree. I mean, we're still going to be going through the changes of eclipse season for months to come, but it's kind of less intense. It's more coming home into ourselves and really just recommitting to the things that get us excited and passionate about being here. And then after the new moon in Leo, well, actually, I'll talk about some of the aspects that are happening with the new moon. So with the new moon in Leo, it's going to be squaring Uranus. So Uranus is the planet of great change. It's the great awakener. It's like the Christ consciousness energy. It's, the flashes, the downloads of information. Uranus comes in and it shakes up any stuck energy within us. So any energy, okay. anything that's stuck within us, any stuck energy within us, Uranus can bring unexpected events, sudden changes, downloads, flashes of information. It's like the tornado, lightning bolt type energy. So it could look a little bit chaotic or erratic. You know, you can't predict what Uranus is going to do. You can kind of understand the energy of some of the other planets and how they work, but Uranus is like unpredictable. So it could cause, you know, some, around the time of this new moon, it could cause some unpredictable events that happen within your life, possibly within your love life, possibly, yeah, it could show up in a lot of different ways, especially depending on what house it's falling in your chart. But again, Uranus to shake up stuck energy. So stuck energy around us being able to live from the heart space more, being able to express, to create, to do the things that we're really passionate about doing. Whatever is holding you back from fully reaching that place, Uranus will come in and kind of shake that up within you, cause some type of event that like shakes the shit up that's been stuck and stagnant within you, and moves it out so that you can more fully, you know, come out into the world and express and share your gifts and show up and like have more fun and just the playful, lighthearted energy that is what Leo represents. So yeah, we have that aspect happening at the time of the new moon. And then we also have a trine to Chiron. So it's squaring Uranus and then it's trining Chiron. It's making a positive aspect to Chiron. So again, yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. Like really deep healing in not the deep kind of way that Cancer season brought, where it was really internal and almost nonverbal and just like fucking feeling things within our body, whereas the Leo energy is much more outward moving. It's expressive. It's like masculine energy. So with the trine to Chiron, Chiron representing a wound that we have, a primal wound. Chiron is the wounded healer. So it's a wound that we have, but it's also like the maverick energy, the ability to take control, to take responsibility of that wound and to heal yourself of it, and then to also be able to empower others to do their same healing work. So with Chiron positively aspecting this new moon, I think any events that are brought forward from the Uranus squaring the new moon is going to help us reach a deeper level of healing within ourselves. Maybe it's, you know, making us face stuff that we wouldn't have otherwise. Yeah, just helping us to kind of to feel more comfortable within our identity and our unique expression of ourselves, how we want to share our gifts, how we want to express our creativity, just feeling less like isolated and alone and separate, and yeah, and able to go out into the world and connect on a deeper level with people by sharing what you came here to share. Leo is like the high expression of the Leo energy is shining. It's just creating, and it's being kind of the center of attention because it's ruled by the sun. The low expression is going out and doing things and needing like the external validation or the praise from other people, or needing attention, or just doing it to kind of be seen or put on a show, but it's not really true to them. So being able to discern between, you know, what is your true authentic expression, and allowing yourself to put it out there because that's who you are, not because you need attention or validation from other people, but just like landing in that space and being able to share it with others. So yeah, so that's what happens around the new moon time. And then, yeah, and then after that, you know, we're going to come to the full moon that's at the end of the month in August, the full moon in the sign of Aquarius. After the new moon, like again, little by little, we're going to have signs start to move into, planets start to move into the sign of Virgo. So yeah, so after kind of getting clear on what our passions are, what excites us, what brings back the life force energy within us, then the planets are going to shift into Virgo. Mars, the planet of action, how we go about taking action, just our drive, our desires. That's gonna be the first planet to move into the sign of Virgo. So I feel like really helping us to get organized and to build structure within our lives, focusing on the things that we need to do on the day-to-day and really committing to those things so that we can live in that more just passionate, like life-filled space with, the heart open, moving from that space. But we need to stay grounded and to stay structured within our daily routines of, the things that we need to do to be able to achieve that. Okay. Yeah. So that is pretty much what I want to share for this new moon in Leo. I feel like, yeah, it's kind of closing the chapter of the eclipse season, of the deep emotional waters that we've been going through. It's helping to bring back the life force energy, the vitality within us, reignite our passions, and recommit to ourselves and the things that we need to do to stay excited about being alive, right? Leo rules the daytime. It rules the light. It's ruled by the sun. So, and then Scorpio, conversely, is the nighttime. It's the darkness. So, with the new moon being in Leo, we are committing to the things that give us life, that bring light into our lives, and just allowing yourself to be playful and to tap into your inner child, and to maybe go back to some of the things that you would do when you were younger that you let go of as you got older, as the fire element is is what Leo's associated with. So a lot of times throughout life, we can let go of the fire. We can dim our fire, maybe for other people, to fit into other people's ideas of what our lives need to look like, or to pursue a relationship. We, put ourselves on the back burner, and our passions and the things that we really need to do to take care of us. So allowing this new moon in Leo to bring that back, to reclaim our power and the things that we need to do for ourselves to stay excited about being here and fulfilling, the mission that we came here to do. So, okay, I pulled some cards and I just want to share those with you. I pulled the Seven of Swords and I pulled Strength. So the Seven of Swords is interesting. I'll share that one, and then I'll share the Strength card. So, the Seven of Swords, deception, discreet, secrets. Sneaky, sneaky, be careful who you confide in, as you may not be able to trust them with your secrets. This is a time to be discreet and protect yourself, as confiding in others can bring more harm than good. Underhanded methods used to gain the upper hand can be rewarding if you don't get caught. Deception is at play, whether it is you being the predator or the prey. You are seeing what you can get away with and pushing past boundaries to gain advantage. Seeking shortcuts seems appealing, as you don't want to waste any time or effort on the things that don't matter in the long run. In your eyes, you're working smarter, not harder. However, be clear that this is the course of action, what this course of action will do to your conscience and the possible impact that it will have on others. So the upside, or the reverse energy for that card, is like, you're tired of keeping secrets, wanting to show everybody your most authentic self. Face to face with old beliefs and patterns, you have now built enough courage to embrace radical honesty. Tired of lying and sneaking around. Okay, and then I'm going to share the Strength card and then share my interpretation of it. So, the Strength card, I'll just share the picture because they're really pretty. Okay, Strength card. So, Leo is the energy for the Strength card, so it's perfect. Fierce, endurance, courage. Strength is not only a card of physical strength, but often points to your inner strength. It shows your growth and maturity, and that you have been able to deal with challenging situations with compassion and patience. It is natural for humans to have animalistic instincts, and you have learned to tame the beast to become guided by a higher consciousness. Master your impulses and take responsibility for yourself and your actions. With this power of self-control, you'll be able to approach your problems powerfully and gracefully. Courage and patience are both needed in facing your fears. Connecting your inner and outer strength is key to embodying this impenetrable, ferocious energy with finesse and prowess. Know that you have all the tools necessary to not only persevere, but thrive. Okay, so I feel like with the first card, the Seven of Swords, like deception, sneaking around, not being in your authentic expression, that could come from a place of just not knowing who the fuck you are, like not having clear boundaries, and saying one thing to somebody and saying something different to somebody else, or just not showing up in your true authentic expression with everybody that you come in contact with, within all your relationships, within your place of work, within how you show up online, within whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. So after kind of diving deeper into that stuff in Cancer season, Cancer Capricorn eclipses, bringing a lot of that shit up to the surface, like old psychological distortions and ways that we can play the victim or push our reactions, our triggers, our responses onto other people, not take accountability for how we're feeling, want to run away and hide and escape from things, the self-loathing, you know, all the low energy of Cancer. Being tired of doing that. I think we're all tired of Cancer season. It's fucking over, but it still feels like we're coming off of it. So I think this new moon is really going to kind of close the door there. It's going to help us to, you know, embrace the strength card, to come into our most true, authentic expression. And that is really what the highest road of the Leo energy is, to be in just your most authentic, truthful place, to have clear boundaries, to know what you need, to recommit to yourself, to just be fully in your power and in your integrity, and to not compromise that for other people, to not put on a show for other people, to not have multiple masks that you wear. Leo, like, again, the highest expression of it is just rooted in who they are and in their authentic expression, sharing that with other people in whatever way they feel called. They're like the craziest characters. They're the life of the party. You know, it's fire, it's outgoing, it's our life force. So yeah, I think tired of playing maybe some of the games that we were playing in Cancer season, or that was brought up to the surface that we don't even know that we're playing, that we weren't aware of. Just old, deeply rooted psychological stuff that was formed when we were young as a means to protect ourselves, like a shield against whatever was happening back in that time and space, that we've carried with us throughout life. And now at the current time and space that we're in, we don't need those old coping mechanisms or ways of handling our emotions or showing up in the world, or the fears that are keeping us from fully showing up in the world. We can let go of those by coming to a deeper understanding of where they're stemming from, which was the work that we were doing in eclipse season. And now coming into this new moon in Leo, being able to open up more, to be led from your heart, to come home into yourself, to really settle into that and allow that knowing, that acceptance of who you are, the acceptance of what's happened in the past, of doing that healing work, that we can more fully show up, that we can connect with other people, that we can create with other people, we can share what we're passionate about, we can share the ways that we love to create, and we can come together in our authentic expression because we know who we are and we know what excites us, what we're passionate about. Yeah, and we're able to share that, to share our true authentic expression, to take off all the masks and to just allow ourselves to be seen, to be fully seen, right? Again, the Leo energy, it can have like a look at me but don't look at me, they want to be the center of attention, but only when they feel completely comfortable and secure in what they're doing. So building that inner strength and that stability within us, so that we can be seen. We can be seen showing up in whatever ways we want. Even if we're a beginner at something, like just being unashamed of where we're at in our process. Like, this is where I'm at. This is the information that I've got. This is, what I feel called to do right now, what I feel called to create, and I'm just going to put it out there, and that's fine. Like, however you take it is how you take it. But I need to create. I need to be my authentic expression. I'm tired of wearing masks, of carrying the pain of the past. I've dealt with it. I've understood it from a new perspective. And now I can more fully move forward in my unique expression and share that with the world, because that's what the world needs to see. The world doesn't need a million of the same things. It needs everybody fully in their fucking power, being able to assert themselves, to have strong boundaries, to know what it is that they need to do for themselves, and to share that with other people. Healthy boundaries, respect for what you need, respect for what other people need, and not trying to push your shit onto other people. Okay, that is all. That's all for now. I think that's a good recap of the eclipses and talking about, the new moon in Leo. I hope that was helpful. If you would like to book a reading with me, you can do so through my site at cosmicguidance.online. You can ask me any questions you have there. I do astrology readings, past life regressions, and tarot readings. So you can book through that. And I hope that this was helpful. I hope that people are starting to come back to life after Cancer season, after the eclipses that were super powerful. And yeah, coming into a more lighthearted, playful energy, feeling the momentum, feeling like we're going to be moving forward, right? Because we're going to have Jupiter go direct in the middle of August. Planets are going to move into Virgo, and then it's going to be like, okay, let's organize, let's get focused on what we need to do, each day to like move in the direction of achieving our goals and our dreams. So, especially with the full moon in Aquarius, which will be another video at a later date. Okay.